Hey, I want to express an idea that I hope won't come across the wrong way, won't seem ungrateful or otherwise churlish, though I'm afraid it might. Um, Often I hear things. Well, I don't know how often, but sometimes I hear things like, it's a real shame, Nowicki, that you're not bigger than you are. It would be great if you were more widely distributed, or more if your work was better known. And of course, in a way, I agree with all of that. I have agreed with all of that. I think part of my whole excitement over having composed The Insurrectionist, which I think was ill-advised excitement, now that I think about it. But part of my excitement was, now this is something that can really reach people. This is something that can reach the masses. I don't know, not everybody, but it seems like it seemed to me that it had not only was it written up to my standards, and I was proud of it, just as I'm proud of everything that I've written and published, but I also think that it has this kind of appeal, that where this potential crossover appeal, given the current mood of the country and of the world, and generally speaking, the brewing dissent against an increasingly tyrannical oligopoly, or oligarchy, or I don't know, rule by billionaires and their minions, or whoever the billionaires are the minions for. But anyway, I kind of got roped in. I got sucked in to thinking, yeah, this is my key. That's the ticket. The Insurrectionist. Yeah, that's the ticket. And I think I'm not complaining about the sales. I think it's done all right. It's done pretty well. Obviously, it's not taking the world by storm. Obviously, it's not on it's not in the top 10 of whatever the equivalent of Casey Kasem's musical countdown was in the 80s. What is that? The New York Times bestseller list. Anything with New York Times affixed to it, I just kind of I leer at obscenely, because I hate it and I spit at it. But maybe they are the standard by which, regardless of ideology, a book's success is measured, or its sales are measured. And obviously, it's not at that level. And this but this brings me back to my general message that I'm trying to impart in this video, and that is, and it doesn't just apply to me. I hear people say, I wish you were bigger than you were. It's a travesty that I don't want to make it seem like I get these compliments all the time, because that's like a covert sort of egoistic narcissism. Like, everybody thinks I'm great. Everybody thinks I should be bigger than I am. So many people think that about me. I mean, no. But some do. I often do get that from people. And while that's a really nice thing to say, and I appreciate it, I think it's wrong-headed. And it was wrong-headed on my part when I entertained notions of, breaking big with The Insurrectionist. Because it showed that I was still worshiping at the golden goose, or the golden calf, rather, of success, success as the world defines success. Look, as a writer, I do want to be read. I want to be read by as many people as possible. I think, any writer, any musician, anyone who thinks his work is worth a damn, wants to get it out there so others will know of it and will read it, and there's nothing at all wrong with that. And I will continue to promote my own work, to the extent that I can, on this channel and elsewhere, wherever it's possible for me to do so. But I think there's something really wrong-headed about this notion that, oh well, you haven't really accomplished what you set out to accomplish because you're not like a household name, or you're not bigger than you are. You're not selling X number of copies. You're not, if you're a musician, you're not going on tour with a major label and playing shows for like 5,000 people, 7,000 people, 8,000 people, whatever. My friend's band, the Shut Ups, out of Atlanta, they're truly, he's truly one of the most talented people that I know. And if anybody deserves that kind of success, I believe that it is him. But at the same time, I don't think that he's not a success because he hasn't reached that kind of audience. He does have a following, but it's nowhere near what I would like to see it as, because I know he's talented. Just to shift the focus away from myself for a second. But I've also heard people like when there's somebody funny who does funny sketches on YouTube, does funny character sketches on YouTube. I hear like people come on and say, "Man, why aren't you on SNL?" It's such a travesty that you're not bigger than you are, or they say like about some band, like I'm a fan of The Fix. One thing leads to another. Saved by Zero, and they had some pretty good sized hits. They were a fairly successful band, but I go back and listen to a Fix song or watch an old Fix video on YouTube, and there's always people bitching about how they should be more popular than they are. They should have, and it's like, it's okay, yeah. They mean well. They mean it as a compliment, and it should be taken as a compliment. Don't get me wrong, but there's something about how there's something inherent in it that it's almost like you aren't really worthwhile until you've broken big. And in the case of The Fix, hell, they had a bunch of top 10 hits. So they did break big, but you can always be bigger, right? So that's the thing. There's something about this kind of being covetous for more fame, being covetous for more success, even whether it goes for yourself or whether it's something that you wish for others. There's something about that in a way disrespects what the artist has done, and what he has accomplished just by composing the work that he's composed. Going back to my friend in Atlanta and his band, the Shut Ups, I think, of course, while I'd like to see it. While it would be great to see him, explode into great, much more success than he has, for him and his band to become the Sparks or something, for the Shut Ups to become the new Sparks. I still think that he's done well for himself, as an artist, as a creative person. What he's done should be respected as it is, and I think I should respect it for what it is, without it becoming this sort of, oh well, if only you had the success that X band has, or that Y band has, or that Z band has, or for me, if only you could sell the number of books that X person does, or Y person does, or Z person does. You know, I mean, ultimately there's only one Stephen King, right? And putting aside what we think of Stephen King as a person, I have some grave reservations about him as a person based on certain things that I've heard. But let's just put that aside for now and just think of Stephen King as just this machine, you know, this churner out of books that just rocket to the top of the bestseller list, and everybody knows him. You know, he's probably the best known living author that there is. I mean, ultimately, if you take this sort of, you should be bigger, it's a shame that you're not bigger than you are. If you take that to its logical extreme, then anybody who isn't Stephen King, who hasn't attained that kind of notoriety, anybody else is just like, oh well, it's such a shame you're not selling like Stephen King is selling, you know. And even Stephen King could sell better than he does, right? So, the point is, you're always, I think most everybody who I'm talking to here knows that artistic worthiness and financial success or worldly success do not go hand in hand necessarily. Okay. But that doesn't mean that we should just pity the ones who aren't getting the kind of success that they would like to have, or that you would like for them to have. We should, I'm not saying this about me. You know, you can like my writings, dislike my writings. That was just my springboard to this larger point. You know, if you like someone's work, if you appreciate their work, you should, the fact that they're out there, the fact that that people are reading them, even if it's only a niche following, that should be something to be appreciated. And it shouldn't be something to be dismissed. It shouldn't be just like, oh, well, he's not a true success like these other people out there. And that's such a shame. It's such a shame that he's not bigger than he is. You know, I think there's something in that kind of attitude that is almost disrespectful. It almost makes it seem as though the person's work is really not worthy unless they're at, you know, whatever level, X level of sales, X level of popularity, X level of notoriety. And again, I hope I've been able to relate this notion, this idea, without seeming churlish, without seeming like I'm disrespecting anyone who has paid me a compliment, because I'm always happy to hear compliments if they're sincere. Yeah, you can wish that I do better, and I wish I were doing better, and I hope I will do better as far as reaching people. But I still think I'm again, just me assessing myself, I think I'm proud of what I've accomplished thus far as a writer. And I think, you know, even if it doesn't go, and even if it doesn't get any better than this is pretty good. This is pretty damn good, for me. And I need to spend more time appreciating it. And if you appreciate somebody, leave me out of the picture. Because I don't want this to be about me. But if you appreciate someone else as a comedian, as a writer, as an artist, as a whatever, appreciate them for who they are. You know, if you're a Sam Hyde fan and you're just angry that $1 Million Extreme got screwed by Adult Swim, I understand. I'm with you. I get it. But at the same time, look at Sam Hyde. I mean, look at what he's accomplished. Look at that brand of comedy that is out there now, that is reaching people, that is helping people. Again, look at my friend Don Condescending. That's his stage name, and his band, the Shut Ups, out of Atlanta. Just because they're a cult band that hasn't reached a huge Beatles-like success, or even sub-Beatles-like, even Fix-like success, financially speaking, they're still pretty great, and the people who listen to their music are changed when they hear it, changed for the better, and that's what art is supposed to do. It's supposed to change your life for the better when you hear it, when you read it, when you appreciate it, when you apprehend it. So, those are my thoughts on this subject. Let me know what you think. My name is Andy Nowicki. Please check out my work. Ironic that I would say that at the end of this video. Check out my work at altrightnovelist.com, and my latest book, The Insurrectionist, is available at Terror House Press. Thanks for watching.